All right, everyone, what I'm about to say will absolutely shock you. When you find this out, there's no going back. There's no going back to your old thought process when you find this type of thing out. Your parents would want to know this, your friends, your family, your grandma would want to know this, okay? In the last 100 years, a huge deception has happened, has taken place, and it's gone largely under the radar. Not many people have noticed it, but then in the last 10 years, hundreds of YouTube videos are talking about it. Some of them are getting deleted because they're going too deep, because you can go too deep on this stuff, so I'm not going to go that far today, but I'm going to give you enough that if you go do your own research, you'll be able to verify and validate everything I'm going to talk about right now. So there's a documentary on YouTube called What the FUQ, Frequently Unanswered Questions of the Australian Government. There's a guy named Scott Bartle, okay, and Scott Bartle was working as a luxury yacht captain, okay, for like 20 years. Very familiar with customs and immigration, how to get around and all the paperwork. He tried to import a car from the States to Australia. They were giving him all kinds of trouble. He started looking into it, and there's some questions that he couldn't get answers to, like why is there the Australian government, but then there's the corporation of the government of Australia? And these are two different entities. One is what was founded in the 1900s or so, or 18 something, when Australia became a country. The other is a corporation that is registered in Washington, D.C. All of the citizens of Australia, your birth certificate is a stock registered on the stock market underneath the Corporation of Australia, or the Government of Australia Incorporated. This is the same with all Commonwealth countries and even the United States. All of our birth certificates have a PIN number, okay, in the top right or top left corner. That is a stock number. It's essentially a bond in the corporation of your country. Now, this isn't the country. Canada was formed in 18 something. It has been duped into being a corporation, and all the citizens need to become a stock in that corporation. When you get to the bottom of this rabbit hole, okay, and you start really researching countries being corporations, and your driver's license in full caps is a fictitious corporate entity that you're masquerading as, and your social security number is like an employee ID number in that job or business or corporation, your country. At the end of the day, at the bottom of the rabbit hole, this is spiritual warfare, okay? Scott Bartle, after he exposed this A to Z, okay, found out, wow, my government is not answering these questions because it doesn't want to be exposed that it literally is a corporation. He eventually realized that the people at the top of this food chain, okay, the people at the top of the central banks controlling the establishment of these countries, becoming corporations, it's a form of spiritual warfare on us. They got the media under control. They're controlling information, okay, they're censoring stuff. They're putting stuff in the food and water supply to alter your vibrational frequency. Look, I made a post the other day that you have a magnetic field that extends around you 10, 15 feet. The healthier you are, the stronger this magnetic field is. Chemicals, biologicals, emotional trauma even can poke holes in your auric field. The healthier you are, the stronger that auric field is. Each one of your organs resonates at a different frequency. Minerals, okay, ignite and regulate the frequency of your organs. When you're lacking a certain mineral, the organ that is most requiring that mineral is going to be operating at a totally different vibrational frequency. And you can basically gauge the health of someone based on their vibrational frequency. Okay, different illnesses and whatnot have a specific frequency. They've discovered this over using certain technologies that you're not going to find at your local hospital or doctor's office, because anything that comes down to true health, like if you could determine what someone's problem is based on their frequency, that's the type of thing that would be completely buried, because you know what they want you on. The healthier your body is, the higher your frequency will be at. When you have a high frequency, you attract high frequency opportunities and options into your life. If your body is in a weakened state, you're not going to see through all the illusion. You're not going to become the controller of your own reality. And collectively, if everyone puts their brains together and says, this is the type of reality we don't want to be manipulated, we don't want to be controlled, we don't want the food supply to be controlled by 3 chemical companies. I don't know if you know that, 80% of the seeds on Earth, the commercial seeds on Earth, 80% are owned by 3 companies that have specialized in chemical weapons for the past over 100 years. Okay, I'm talking Zyklon B, Napalm, Agent Orange. The healthier your body is, the stronger the connection with your soul. This comes down to spiritual warfare, because they want to be controlling all the food, all the resources, all the water, and all the people. And unfortunately, there is even a plan, and I'm not going to go too far into this today, but there is a plan to dilute the population. And there's 2 ways you dilute the population: mass killing or mass infertility. And right now, our fertility rates are dropping off a cliff. Okay, there's the lowest testosterone rates in human history, lowest fertility sperm rates in human history. So you think it's just a coincidence? No. There's a plan to dilute the population. We are living in a time right now where they want to depopulate through mass infertility. Okay? And the reason is, many reasons, but one of them is that you can gauge someone's health based on how fertile they are. This is why it's extremely important to take care of your health in this day and age. I don't want to see you drinking fluoride water. Listen, you're watching this right now. I don't want to see you drinking fluoride. I don't want to see you drinking soda with all these chemicals in it so that you don't puke because of how sugary it is. I just made a post about that. You know, they add phosphoric acid into sodas and pops and soft drinks because it's so sugary. If they didn't have phosphoric acid in it, which tricks your brain, okay, mind control, you'd puke it up. That's how much high fructose corn syrup is in it. This is crazy, folks. We got to get our health back on track. We got to revitalize and rejuvenate and restore ourselves. And this is why I'm always telling you folks about powerful nutrimedicinal substances that you can take that can completely invigorate and rejuvenate yourself. Look, did you know rasayana, okay? Indian word translates roughly to adaptogen. There are certain substances in nature that adapt to your body. They are literally conscious, living substances from nature. I'm talking shilajit. Shilajit is an adaptogen that adapts to your body based on your genetic blueprint, okay? Your estrogen levels are off, your testosterone levels are off. This adapts to it, and it controls the ratio of cortisol to testosterone. So cortisol for men disrupts and damages testosterone levels. Shilajit, as an adaptogen, men and women can take it. It doesn't boost women's testosterone. It balances their cortisol, estrogen levels, as well as men's testosterone and cortisol levels, which is the main killer of this vitally, critically important hormone. They want men walking around the lowest testosterone levels in human history because testosterone is what gives you the drive, the motivation, the confidence to defy injustice, okay? So this is why fluoride's out of the water, A, to disrupt fertility, but also because they do not want men walking around with optimized endocrine systems with proper levels of testosterone so that they are able to take back what's rightfully theirs. Freedom, okay? I'm talking Braveheart. You seen that movie Braveheart? Now next to that is 7 Wonders, which is a medicinal mushroom blend with 7 different organic medicinal mushroom extracts. Some of the mushrooms that are in here were hidden from the population in the 1600s, okay? In China and in Japan, they didn't want the peasants knowing about them because they're so powerful, they improve cognitive function to such an extent that they would be unable to be controlled by the emperors in the time. That's how powerful this stuff is as an adaptogen. There's adaptogens in here. Chaga, highest antioxidant content in the natural world. Read the caption for details, folks. There's an amazing deal going on right now where you can get a sweet price on some of the most powerful nutrimedicinal substances in the natural world. This is not some middle-of-the-mall stuff. We got clinical studies for this. There's over 700 third-party verified 5-star reviews at chalk.com, and then the story highlights at Get Chalk. Try this stuff today. You're going to feel like $1 million, and we will win this war on humanity. Much love.